The Stampede arc is super hot right now. Not only have there been developments specific to the individual characters such as Gizon, Jiden, and Ito, but there are also many mysteries and hints, which makes it interesting. It is not yet complete, but this time, I will introduce the highlights. I will introduce it in 5 main sections. Strong characters appear one after another, and there are many highlights, such as the plot of the character who was the trigger for Lloyd's reincarnation. First of all, the royal family is in a panic after receiving a report that a large group of monsters has been spotted. At that time, the first prince and princess return from their expedition. This is their first appearance scene. Personally, I think the first prince has had a high regard for Lloyd from the beginning, and senses that he is hiding something from her. Afterwards, after a happy reunion, we eat a meal and hear about the strength and accomplishments of the first prince and princess. Apparently, thanks to these two, the country's land area has expanded tenfold. They've been called the strongest knight order, and they're amazing. I can't believe there are still more strong characters hidden away. I'm curious to see what other hidden royals there are. Then they talk about the Stampede. It happened 10 years ago, and they say that at that time, the Stampede numbered 200,000. The two are acting all high and mighty. The second prince is completely exhausted, and the army is 7 times larger than last time, which means 1.4 million. This is, as you would expect, no joke. He couldn't hide his agitation. He was close to saying, "Don't mess with me." That's a lie. Even Lloyd had a difficult look on his face. There were 7 groups, each with 200,000. That's a total of 1.4 million. They'll arrive at Saloon in about 20 days. The number of soldiers we can prepare is 300,000. This is pretty dangerous. There is an overwhelming shortage of troops. Despair hits them, but then more tragic news hits. The leader of the knights, known as the Sword Saint, has fought with the leader of the pack and gone missing. A great hero, loved by both the people and the royal family, has gone missing. That person is Silpha's father. Even Silpha can't hide her shock. Then the military council begins. It seems that if they attack all the way to the Continental Gate, it will be dangerous. Lloyd sneaks into the military council, but is bored. This scene is cute and funny. This sudden scene is the charm of this manga, isn't it? Then the first prince plays a game of chess called Heige, and thinks of a strategy. The problem is that the power of the 7 masters is as strong as or even stronger than that of Silpha's father. Therefore, we predict that the power of the 7 masters is that of SS-class super monsters. Apparently the Adventurers Guild has also determined what constitutes an S-class monster, with a guideline that it is the fighting power of 10,000 monsters. SS-class monsters have yet to be measured. In any case, the first prince says that since there are not enough troops, he should appoint Lloyd as his adjutant and gather 5,000 soldiers. The second prince disagrees, saying that he will prepare an adjutant to rival him. Then the lieutenant appeared. That person was Sias, the magician who had been defeated in Lloyd's previous life before he was reincarnated. However, Lloyd himself had no memory of it. The story goes back to when the second prince was a small child, when a commoner child approached him. That was Lloyd in his previous life. The two became good friends, but one day Lloyd in his previous life was defeated by Sias. It seems Sias was not happy with the way he interacted with the second prince as a commoner. This caused the second prince deep sadness. This is the description from Volume 1. Lloyd in his previous life was a little more mature. This setting seems like an afterthought. Then the story goes back to the second prince, who has hated Sias ever since. Sias doesn't know that Lloyd has been reincarnated, so he greets him by shaking his hand. But then he suddenly starts playing a game between magicians called Magic Matching. It seems to be a game where you take turns using the same amount of magic, but Lloyd goes too far from here. This made me laugh when I first saw it. Suddenly, an incredible magical power attacks Sayas. As expected, Sayas is frightened. From this point on, we start to get a better understanding of Sayas' character. The scene changes, and the task becomes gathering 5,000 soldiers. Lloyd grabs Grimo's face and starts to visualize it. Grimo is so cute here. It seems that Sayas is using money and power to gather soldiers. So, how will Lloyd gather them? Of course, he tries to do so using his magical powers, which he is good at. Suddenly, things took an unexpected turn. Lloyd got started right away. He created a space and used magic to create a vessel. Next, he used sacred magic to create armor and a helmet. Eventually, Grimoire noticed the abnormal situation. He wondered how much magic power he was constantly leaking. 5 minutes of this was enough for one alter magic spell. Even Jiden and Ito were frightened by this abnormal situation. I will explain alter magic and Ito in another video. Basically, the plot develops into a situation where everyone should use their magical powers to control these. However, the number of people they can control varies depending on the amount of magical power they possess. Jiden and Ito's classes can barely handle 1,000. By the way, Jiden can handle 1,000 with some spare power. In reality, it seems like he can handle 2,000. And it seems that Jiden has known the missing sword master for a while. What kind of past or connection does he have here? Since he is a former pope, there seems to be some kind of connection. And now things get really exciting. It's when Babylon goes to scout Stunbeat. There's an unexpected reunion, but for more details, please watch this video. They are training their magical soldiers, but have trouble because there is a lack of people who can handle them. They search for Dao and the others but can't find them, so they ask for help from past enemies and adventurers from the guild. The survival of the country is at stake, after all. They should cooperate. This kind of development is super exciting, right? And finally, it is time for the unveiling. Lloyd's squad has exceeded 10,000. That's double the quota. The second princes are understandably scared. As expected, Sayas starts to make a fuss. They hold a mock battle, but Sayas' squad is easily defeated. Lloyd has an expression on his face that is both boastful and indescribable. He tells the second princes that Ito made it with alchemy, since saying that Lloyd made it would cause problems. He skillfully and carefully lifts it up so that Sayas shuts up. In the end, it is revealed that Ito and Lloyd created it. The second prince, who knew everything, tells Sayas that he is below Lloyd, leaving Sayas with a runny nose and Lloyd with a smug look on his face. Next, they find Dao and Chen and try to use their special skill to find the leader of the knights. It seems that the key skill that Dao and the others can use is presence detection. Lloyd is surprised to hear from the second prince that when the monsters reach the Continental Gate at the deadline, the kings plan to use alter magic. As I said again, I will explain alter magic in another video. In any case, it is a dangerous magic. Next, the group begins marching with the soldiers. Along the way, various new characters appear and fight, but Lloyd is in big trouble as he loses control of his magical powers and goes out of control. The slightest thing can cause his magical powers to overflow, resulting in problems, making this a scary new character. And now we will introduce the SS class boss. This is very interesting. It's interesting, but there is absolutely no information available at the moment. One is unconfirmed, but the rest seem to be dungeon bosses. All of them are unique characters, and some are huge and look like treasure chests, which seems interesting. There are 7 bosses, each with a group of 200,000 monsters. The Stunbeat arc is still ongoing, but what kind of developments await us? This is just my personal speculation, but I think there may be an expansion in which one of them becomes a friend. There is one character that has yet to be revealed, but it seems like he has some connection with Lloyd. Will he end up becoming a friend or partner? Or maybe Lloyd did something wrong in the past and now he's a sworn enemy. There are various theories about the cause of the Stunbeat, including the concentration of magical power. Maybe it's some kind of man-made cause, an attack by Tartarus aimed at Lloyd. Maybe they'll revive Gizol, focus Lloyd's attention, and then attack while he's distracted. First of all, when Gizol was being resurrected by Tartarus, he heard the name of Tartarus and responded by asking, "What's that name?" This may be revealed in the Stun Beat arc. This is the end of the main story. Thank you for watching and liking my videos. It's encouraging. In addition, I would be happy if you could continue to subscribe to my channel. I'm not sure whether to explain about Ito and Tartarus next. I would be happy if you could let me know in the comments. See you next time.